Welcome back to Wudang Way with our tutorial series. Now we're getting into the movement for this whole week. So we're going to be starting off the week with a basic stance and each day doing a different stance and a different drill practice. Today's video we're going to be going over the 30-70 or the Sanqibu stance, which is literally just talking about weight distribution. So when we say 70-30, we literally mean 70% of the weight on one leg, 30% on another. So that way we get this kind of like weight sitting back on the heels position and kind of like a ready stance. This stance you're going to use all the time, so you're going to have it in like any kind of the combat arts. So if you talk about Sanda, we say Santisi. In China, we have this system where it's more stand-up, more like kickboxing. So the weight distribution is very similar. We also use this stance a lot in Xing Yi and in transitions during Taiji and different systems as well. So now let's get right into the movement explanation, okay? So first we're just going to go to the side here so we can see the movement. And we're going to start from the ground up and work on footwork and then the body work. So for this stance, an easy way to start, because we're going to step forward, is we're actually just going to open the right foot on the heel, like 45 degrees. So you're just going to kind of pivot open and then bring your right hand up and your left hand to the waist, okay? And from here, you're just going to sink down and step forward with the left foot as you extend the left hand over the top, okay? And this is what the stance is going to be like. We'll go back and explain a few pieces of it real quick. Okay, so one more time. If we open the foot 45 degrees, bring the hands up, one in front, one to the waist, then we step forward as we sink down, and you're going to kind of have both feet slightly hooked to the side, and as well as this hand placed on the waist, right on the hip, and this hand about eye level right in front of you. So once we get the feet in this right place, and we're kind of like sunk down a little bit, you'll notice right away that 70% of the weight is on the back leg, 30% is on the front leg, both feet flat. You'll actually notice that the toes are pointed in the same direction, so slightly hooked over to the right in this case. And the knee, be careful about the knee not caving in. We really want to keep this knee always over the foot. So going back to our basics with horse stance and all the different systems, always over the foot. That'll keep the balance back here. Okay, and if we work up, we got the feet flat, we got the knees bent, we got the weight back. We also want to sink the hips slightly and kind of sink the body down. So then you'll really feel the leg engage, okay? You don't want to be kind of leaned forward and sticking the butt out. You really want to sit back, and that's going to keep your structure back to where you have this kind of like momentum built up, where everything's kind of like on a spring on the back leg. The idea with this is in Xing Yi and with other stances, we have this as our ready stance, and we can spring forward in different postures, okay? So you want to have that weight really compressed on the back leg, that kind of feeling. Okay, so make sure you sink down, tug the hips so you're kind of sitting down too, and then we talk about hands. Okay, for the hand work, we're going to have right and left. The lead leg, in this case my left leg, is going to be the hand that's extended. Okay, the right hand in this case will be lowered down, and we're going to have it right around the kidneys. You can actually place the thumb right on the hip bone. Okay, so the palm is also facing forward, so you get this kind of protective, like a defensive stance. Okay, with the back round, the chest kind of caved in. Always be careful of kind of opening the chest. You want to always sink back. And then we have this nice stance, a little bit of space in between the body and the forearm. So we always have this little bit of a round chest, round back, arms kind of reaching forward and lightly touching the body with the thumb is enough. Okay, elbows sunk down, don't have the arm completely straight. Want to have a little bit of pressure, right? You're always keeping 10% back. And then the last thing with this L, you're going to have this second knuckle of the finger. You're going to be looking right through here. So if this is eye level, this is perfect. Hands kind of relaxed, slightly cupped, and forward. Elbows sinking down, shoulders relaxed, and this is your stance. So then once we have our stance, all we're going to do is this is basically the posture. Is right from here you can set a timer and kind of hold this position. Because holding this position is going to start to be pretty tense. You're going to start to build roots. And as you do that, you can set like a minute or 2 minutes holding. Then when we do finish, we just have a step back and a soft close. And then relax back down. And then you can repeat the same thing on the other side. So stepping the left leg out, for example, stepping forward with the right hand out and the root on the left leg. And you can do the same thing, pausing and returning back. So that's going to wrap up everything for the Sanqibu, this 70-30 stance. Make sure you spend some time. This can be basically a meditation practice. So you can have this stance kind of closing eyes if you feel more comfortable, or looking straight forward and holding. This is actually one of the key basics for Xing Yi. So if you're working on some of those internal practices, developing this root is really, really important. especially if you want to have some kind of transition of power or stability throughout the form. This is a good place to start. So take this stance, work on it a little bit. Join me in the next video. We'll be going through a new stance and keep moving forward this week with all the single leg stances. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching this video. Be sure to hit subscribe, check out all the information underneath. There you can navigate to the Ways of Wudang Patreon account. And by becoming a Patreon, you can get access to all the main channel resources around martial arts, Taoist philosophy, even Chinese music, and group classes, live streams, one-on-one courses, and a bunch of other stuff as well. So I hope you'll go check that out, and I hope to see you there. Once more, thank you for all your support. We'll see you in the next video.